Hello, welcome to White Birch Tarot. This reading is for the weekend of Saturday and Sunday, August 13th and 14th. And I need to apologize. I feel really stupid. I did a reading on the 11th, and I thought it was for the upcoming full moon on the 13th. And it turned out the full moon was actually on the 11th, the night I did the reading. This year I did not buy myself a moon diary because I thought, well, that's silly. Why spend the money when you can look this up online for free? So I had looked it up and had misremembered the date, and it was really weird because that evening earlier I had been sitting out on the back porch and there was this incredible full moon, and I thought, oh my God, if it looks this huge tonight, how huge is it going to look when it's really full? It was full. Sometimes you got to listen to your intuition, says the tarot card reader. Okay. Well, that's not my identity, but anyway. Okay, I'm going to start with a couple of quotes. I like these. This is from someone named John Cage. Is he an actor? No, I'm thinking Nicolas Cage. Who's John Cage? I don't know. He said, "It is not irritating to be where one is. It is only irritating to think one would like to be somewhere else." It is irritating to think. I always think that. I always feel like I'm in the wrong place. Liz Green calls that divine discontent. I suffer from that. And then John Barrymore, the famous actor from long ago, said, "The artist is extremely lucky who is presented with the worst possible ordeal which will not actually kill him. At that point, he is in business." Okay, well, I should be able to create something really awesome then, considering. So, I've got the cards covered up because I decided tonight, I thought I'm going to lay these out in a pattern, and then we'll look at them one by one, but I have to see them in a pattern, but my screen isn't big enough to show you the pattern, so I'm just going to start with what I drew first, which is clear on the opposite side here. Okay, so the first card I pulled was the Fool in reverse. And the Fool is, of course, the beginning of the tarot. It's the 0 card. It's Sun in Aries. And it's the beginning. And it's in reverse. So I feel like we are at a new beginning. But the reason I think it's in reverse is because I kind of feel like maybe we don't feel like we chose it. It just sort of happened. And whether we like it or not, we have to start over. I don't think we took the first step. I kind of feel like we were pushed, if that makes any sense. So that's what I'm going to say about that. And then the second card, also the second card I drew is the Tower, which is Neptune coming out of the sea, and Zeus or Uranus, sending the lightning bolts down to shatter the structure, and it happens in an instant. And of course we had Uranus, the North Nodes, and Mars all conjunct in Taurus, which is an earth sign. So some of us may have experienced, Mars has left the picture, he's moved on, and I believe he's in Gemini now. Yeah, I think he's going to be there till October. We'll talk about him like he's a guy. It's masculine energy. But Uranus and the North Nodes are still conjunct. And in fact, no, the sun is opposite Saturn today. Exactly. But so I was kind of asking, like, what do we need to learn, was my question when I drew the cards. But this, I feel, is the Uranus being conjunct the North Nodes is kind of throwing everything into chaos everywhere, and it can be inner and outer at the same time. Usually they're reflected, and I think that also this can be a sudden revelation in your mind of, oh my God, I didn't think of it that way. And remember the last time I did the cards, which was the real full moon, I drew Apocalypsis, which is a complete turnaround. And you may have had a revelation in the last couple of days. I did. And it was actually positive. So this is incoming change, whether you like it or not. Let's put it that way. And here's what I like about it. The devil comes out. So we got 3 major arcana in a row. But he's in reverse. So I feel like whatever, if you did have a mental change or even a physical change in your circumstances, and again, the effects may not have been felt yet, or you may already have realized something, but its ultimate purpose is to release us from the bonds of fear. And when I say fear, that covers all negative emotions, because fear is at the root of all negative emotions. So it could be, you could have been released from jealousy, something that was unconscious, that was controlling you. Pick any negative emotion, basically. Its root is fear. And we've been attached. See how he's got the strings here? Now my hand's sticking to the cards. These people are being controlled, okay? So they're being controlled by, ultimately, fear is at the root of all negativity. Fear, lack, same thing. Lack is the fear of not having enough. I feel like we're being released from whatever it is that we realized during the full moon, whether you've come to the realization yet or it's just beginning in you. It will help to release you. Darn, my hand keeps sticking to that. Why am I so sticky? I don't feel sticky. It will help to release you from the bonds of fear, which is a really good thing, right? And then we get the 4 of Wands, which is Jason and the Argonauts. And in the Rider-Waite deck, it's going through a portal. It's moving on. You've reached like level 1, like English 101. You've passed that. And now you're going to go on to the next level. So it's an achievement. And if you haven't felt it yet, you will. Let me move this card now. I just used it to cover up. And then the next card I drew was in reverse. So I'll show you in the upright. These are the Liz Green Mythic Tarot cards. King of Pentacles in reverse. And what this tells me is that something in your life, something physical, this wasn't just a mental change. This actually was a physical change, because something in your world has shifted or will shift as a result of this incoming revelation, which I still feel is going to be more on a mental level. It could be physical. It could be. But when I think of Uranus, I think of thought. Although when Uranus was conjunct my midheaven, my husband had sudden onset Lewy body dementia, and my whole life changed. And when I say sudden, I mean like he went to bed at 11 p.m., normal, and woke up 2 hours later psychotic, and never returned to his previous mind. That's what Lewy body dementia can do. Not to scare anyone, but it is the second most common dementia in the United States. I don't know if it's the world or the United States. I just read second most common form of dementia. No one tells you about it. And it can be triggered by the most innocuous drug, like you go to the dentist. I'm not trying to scare anyone here. My husband had been exposed to Agent Orange in Vietnam. It is a Parkinson's disease, so, but anyway, that's what Uranus can do. And that was a physical, it was a mental thing for my husband, but of course for me, it altered my entire life drastically. And again, I'm not trying to scare someone, because Uranus can come in and knock down something horrible that you've been wanting to get rid of. And just like boom, or you can have a sudden realization of like, oh my God, now I know what to do. This doesn't have to be negative. In fact, I don't feel like this is negative since we got the devil in reverse. I don't feel like this is negative at all. But something in your world, in your very daily life, will change or has changed due to this realization or this occurrence. And again, I don't feel it may feel, it's always scary to have your world turned upside down. And again, I'm not saying that it could be a really good thing. You could just like suddenly, boom, realize something and think, oh my God, this is what I need to do. So we don't want to be negative here. Could be, you never know. You just never know with the Tower. Then we get the Knight of Cups, and I feel like this is also very positive. Now he's in reverse. So this is an offer, someone coming in with an offer, and cups are emotions, cups are water. Someone is perhaps asking for your help, but since it's in reverse, I'm a little bit leery of someone feeling needy. And it's okay to feel needy. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But it's not okay for someone to continually use you as a resource. And it's not okay for you to continually use someone else as your, shall we say, like a codependent relationship. Perhaps you might think about your relationships, or if someone offers you something, just think about it very, very carefully and make sure that there are no strings attached and that the water isn't falling out of the cup, you know? It might be kind of a double-edged sword that comes in with this offer. And then we get death in reverse. And death, of course, is, normally it's a good card. It's a letting go. It's a letting go. But it's in reverse. So I feel some resistance to our letting go of whatever it is that we need to let go of. And that's okay. That's normal. It's not always easy to let go. But you may feel some resistance to letting go. And then I do the Page of Cups, which is a lovely card because it's a very new emotion, very fragile, very vulnerable, and it's come out in the reverse. And I'm feeling like the moon is in Pisces right now, which is a very sensitive sign. And, we're just coming off the full moon. So I'm feeling like you're feeling very vulnerable right now, almost too vulnerable. Whatever it is that, if you have had a sudden realization, it may have been very emotional for you, very painful. But sometimes you got to get through the pain to get to the good stuff. So this feels like a release of maybe a very, not the release, the recognition of a very fragile, tender emotion in you. And it may even be something where you look back on your past and think, oh my God, I never realized I felt that way. And it may make you cry, you may feel kind of sorry for yourself for a little bit there, which is perfectly all right. And sometimes, as John Barrymore said, the artist is extremely lucky who is presented with the worst possible ordeal, which will not actually kill him. At that point, he is in business. So the tower may have come along like it did to me and just gone boom, and you think you've lost everything, and then you may find things that you otherwise would not have found. Okay, the oracle card I draw is Yin, which is feminine energy. I don't even like the word feminine. Receptive energy. You need to be open to this. It's extremely important to be open and soft and not hard and resisting, because what we resist persists. You've probably heard that a million times, and it is true. It is true. So this is just like open. Be very, very open to whatever it is. And if you can be loving and compassionate, that's even better. And then we get new life. So we are starting a new life, whether it's emotionally, whether it's on a physical level, whether it's both. This is an extremely, it's a beginning. We started out with the Fool in reverse, and again, I don't feel like it's negative that he's in the reverse. I don't think he's falling on his head. I think that circumstances dictated that we changed, that something in our lives changed, and we have to start over on some level. It's necessary, but it's a good thing because it will release us from the chains of fear and bondage. I'm always embarrassed about when I'm nervous. I pick the skin around my fingers, and so that's why sometimes I try to hide my fingers. It's a bad habit, but it's better than heroin. So I've never shot heroin, but I'm just saying there could be worse addictions than peeling the skin off myself. Anyway, so this is going to release us from fear. And, we've got so much new life, so much new energy coming in. The death of the old. I feel like this is letting go of something toxic. And again, just be wary. And again, this might be a nice offer coming in, but when it's in reverse, I just feel, and it could even be something that's ultimately going to benefit you, but may feel draining. This just popped in my mind. It may feel draining at the beginning. You may be feeling really tired, but this is all good. I feel like this is all good. And none of us really, I don't think, does anybody really like a surprise? Because I do not. I'm an earth sign though, but even though I don't have a lot of earth in my chart, my sun is in Capricorn, and I do not like surprises, okay? I want to be in control. And the older I get, the more I realize I'm not in control. So, you know, you got to learn to go with the flow. But again, something may have occurred to you suddenly, but it's all good. It's all good because we got yin, so be open to it. We got new life, and I should stop here, right? But will she? No. Okay, one more, just one more. I want a fairy card. I want a gift of the, no, what's it called? The heart of the fairy. Just one. Ah, beautiful. The Queen of Passage. That's beautiful. I have no idea what she has in her hand. I'm always tempted to say, oh, it's a pomegranate, but it has like a ring around it. Or is it a bird with a, is that the red tail, or is that the top of a pomegranate? I don't know, but she's got a gorgeous, like a jade amulet around her neck, and fire, and a hawk, and a helmet. I mean, who wouldn't want to look like that, right? She's just, she's moving on. She's moving into a completely different level. Let me see what, just for fun, let me see what the book, how do they put it in the book? Just for fun. I'd rather go with my intuition, but surrender, transition, and trust. All things change. All situations move from one phase into another. Sometimes those transitions are difficult. Letting go and moving on, whether to a new life, a new love, or perhaps just a new phase of a current relationship, can be painful, but the Queen of Passage is there to help with those transitions. She looks ahead with the keen sight of the kestrel, okay, so it's not a hawk, it's a kestrel, and can see the future with the wisdom of the raven. And remember, we got the crow the other night. She holds a pomegranate, a sign of fertility. There is growth in the future. There is a way ahead. The darkness comes as you step from one state to another. The moment of passage between the past and future, between the worlds themselves, is a moment of surrender. Yes. Trust this great queen to be your guide. Listen to what she has to tell you, and then take that step. She will be by your side in the moment you move out of the past and into the future. Okay, so for weeks now, I've been getting letting go, letting go, letting go. We are finally letting go. We are finally letting go. And this is the surrender. This is yin. This is just, I open up and I accept whatever comes in. And again, that, you know, with the Knight of Cups in reverse, I'm just like, you know, not everything that comes in is good, but you'll know. Trust your inner Queen of Passage. Okay? This is a great reading. We are definitely moving on. We are definitely, now I'm sounding like Rain Man here. We are definitely moving on. And I'm also an excellent driver. So for those of you who've seen Rain Man, love that movie. Okay, I hope this was helpful. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I was going to ask people to leave me something in the comment section, and now I can't remember what it was. I'll think of it next time. Okay, thank you so much for listening. Blessings. Bye.